I'm so happy everybody is here. Welcome to class. Zoomers, I don't know if you can hear the music, but I'm super excited that we can have tunes today. It hasn't been working out from home for me to have music because it kind of like cuts in and out. When I talk, the music goes down. When I stop talking, the music comes up. So we'll see how it goes today on Zoom. We are going to begin in a seated position. Welcome to your mat. When you arrive, you can sit a few different ways. You can sit like me on shins. We can sit with our toes touch, toes pose. If you sit like this, tuck your little toes under. Or like everyone in studio is sitting in an easy seat. So find something that's very comfy for you. And take a moment to get settled here. Yes, my favorite song is coming on first. It's called Breathe Me, and that's exactly what we're going to do at the beginning. So I encourage you, as you're settling into your breath, to take your palms to your rib cage, 4 fingers on the front of your ribs, and then thumb wrapped around the back of your ribs. We're going to try to breathe into this space. Think of like a jellyfish, inflating left to right, front to back, up and down. Lengthen from your back ribs, the back of your ears and the crown of your head, and then try to soften your shoulders down as you hold your rib cage. Can you inflate up and under your fingers? Big breath in. Exhale, notice the contraction, notice the release. Twice more like that, big breath in. Your pace all through class today, long, soft and slow, but not forced. Full exhalation. One more round of breath. Next, inhale, arms rise up and overhead. Eye gaze follows fingertips, so like you're climbing a rope, try to stretch up a little taller. Exhale, goalpost arms, elbows scoot forward, fingers scoot back to lift shoulder blades under your heart. Come forward, palms and elbows meet. Drop into a little prayer, elbows towards belly. Try again, big breath in, rise overhead. Hold your right wrist and tip over to the left side, but really ground down through your right sits bone or your right shin so you can get long. Back to center as you breathe in. Hold your left wrist, big tip. Try to anchor in through the left side body and then stretch fingers away. Beautiful. Come back to center, arms rise, open up. Take a little flutter through your fingertips so we're soft, and then just move through your wrists a little. Land one arm and then the other behind you, fingers face back. Open your chest, navel and hips come forward, pressing out of finger tops if you can, but try to suction cup your fingertips like you're swishing a tennis ball between your palm, warming up our wrists. One more big breath in, arms rise up and overhead. We're gonna clasp our hands behind our low back this time. Stretch knuckles towards the floor behind you, and then fold to the best of your ability, but we're gonna stay anchored through sits bones. Rise right back to the sky, next breath. And then take fingers in the alternate clasp. Wiggle all of your fingers around. The opposite thumb is on top. That one feels weird, right? Come forward again. Let's try to keep everything low through the bottom half. Lifting long, connecting with breath. We're gonna go through it all again. Arms rise, big breath in. Exhale, goalpost, but scoop shoulder blades under, eyes and heart to sky. Come with breath, palms forward, elbows in. Take a little bow to your practice that is beginning, to your beautiful strong breath. Arms rise, next breath. Hold right wrist, tip over to the left. Feel free to let your left arm fall and really stretch around. Go as far as you can. Get a little extra sip of air or an extra puff out. Back to the center, next breath. Arms reach. Hold on, a little extra. Let the right arm fall. Give yourself some break. And then stretch around. I always like to invite movement in. We rise, big breath. Clasp behind low back. We're gonna fold whenever you're ready. Stretch knuckles away from top of head, then fold forward. Re-rise. We only have one more round. Can you switch your knuckles again? Interlace different? Yes. Come on and fold. Arms rise. When you're ready, we're gonna reach behind us. Send everything forward from kneecaps to pelvis to navel to heart. Open your collarbones like they're smiling up at the sky today. I think it's gonna be a beautiful day, even here in South Jersey, so we feel extra smiley and happy today. I know I am being in studio and on Zoom with all of you, so I'm smiling bigger this morning. Let's reach back around to the front, and we're gonna slowly turn the corner, remembering that you're moving with your breath as you find a tabletop. Make lots of movements here and there. We're sure your knees are under your hips, hands are under your shoulders. And spin the right fingertips either to the side or back as far to your knee as you can come. Start to shift left and right as you do. Bending a tiny little micro bend in your right elbow to get a deeper stretch on the inner wrist crease. Tuck toes if you haven't yet and scoot forward and back. If this doesn't feel good, you just bring your fingers right back forward. We're going to go for one more breath with this right hand. And let's switch when you're ready. Left fingertips come any amount. A little dial out will help the wrist stretch. They can come as far back. Ooh, I love that little thing. That helps, huh? Nice. We can move through the body any way it feels good. Circles, rolling, front to back, side to side. But make sure that your fingers are spread. Your webbing is really energetically open. One more cycle of breath here. All right, it gets more fun, my friends. Come back forward with those left fingers and turn now the backs of your hands down. Now let's really spread our webbing. Closer to the knees is a little bit easier, less intense. Further away from the knees, much more intense. So you decide where you want to be. And then again, just moving as you please, whatever feels good. I'd like to invite a little cat-cow. If you're unfamiliar with that, your back rounds up, angry cat as you rise. And then your navel falls, top of head and tail, lift for cow. If this is bothering you, you can do one hand at a time or no hands. Take what you need today. 2 more breaths. I definitely encourage you through cat-cows if you're taking them to top toes and untucked toes. Play with how that positions you differently. One more big round. And then the most fun part of all, have a seat back on your heels, on a block or on a prop if you can. Lift your arms, give a fist, and then just circle. Let them be free, but here we go. Amy knows what I'm about to do, I can see. Open your palms and flashing lights, think blinking lights. Okay, but now relax your elbows, relax your shoulders, relax your facial features. And we're gonna go as fast as we possibly can without making any crazy faces. And if you're horribly uncomfortable, feel free to stand. So you can come up and do it from here if your knees are bothering you. We're gonna try 30 more seconds. When you feel like you've lost control of your motor function, congrats, you've done a really good job. But keep flashing. You can flash the fastest. I'm definitely not winning. Nice, nice. We got this. 4 more seconds. That was the fastest 30 seconds of our lives, right? 2 and 1. Try to come back in tabletop, but take a second if your wrists are super tender. Please do tuck your toes, and we're gonna rock back to a crouch. I always encourage as many suction cup fingertips, like you're hugging a tennis ball as you can. They suction towards one another to get a hole in the inner hand, and we get really strong in the wrist. Once you've crouched and warmed up the back of your Achilles, your knees, if it's not comfy, you don't crouch, we rise to forward fold. And if at home you have any props, I definitely encourage use of pillows. If you have yoga bricks or you have equal size hardcover books, those are great to build your floor up. Let's walk fingertips just 2 handprints forward, or palms, 2 handprints forward, and start to lift alternating heels as you shift your hips right to left. Bringing a little bit of a tiny walk the dog in, a miniature dog. Take some big breaths in. Find that beautiful breath you did a moment ago, even when you're upside down. And while you're hanging your head heavy, shake it no. Make sure your head is super, super loose before you shake. If you're starting to get dizzy, take your time, roll to standing and take a break. Shake your head yes when you're done shaking, no. No, setting boundaries, especially during the chaotic holidays, and yes to all the good that yoga will bring into our lives. Slow your head, look halfway up. If you're dizzy, stay as long as you need to get right. Fingertips slowly come to shins. Bend your knees tremendously and rest your belly on your thighs. Bring hands to tops of knees and see if you can feel that jellyfish-like breath floating from the ribs down onto your thighs. Exhale, press a little bit higher. We're just gonna rise really slowly on the first one. Make sure we feel good. When you're ready, arms rise up and overhead. Step as wide as your mat is left to right, and a big tip over to the right side, just like we started with. Hold on to your left wrist. This time, get light on your left heel, and possibly lift for a little balance challenge in the beginning. Spread your left toes and try to wave them at me. That's the good stuff. Too much sugar, right? Back to center, toes down, we rise, and lift your ribs away from your hip bones. Climb that rope. Really reach up, up, up. tip to the left. Now get light on your right toes. You can just stay here. Oh, going for it. Or lift. You can hold right wrist. This is your class. Do what feels really good. Super. Wiggle, wave your right toes at me. As soon as I do that, I almost fall over. It's just fun. Coming back to center, stand tall. Step big toes together and take a huge swan dive all the way back into forward fold. Once you've arrived, right knee steps back. Get cushiony under that right knee. We're gonna low lunge, letting our hips melt down, and then just shake like you have a tail. You're wagging your puppy dog tail in slow mo. We can move forward and back, whatever feels good here to sink deeper into our hips in this lunge. And then shimmy your hips on back so you're in half split. Left toes come towards heart, right back to where you came from. Big breath in, big breath out, half split. Now, if you're feeling really good in your hips, you can rise up through the arms. Inhale. You can exhale and float fingers behind you. Micro bend in that left knee at all times. Breath in and breath out. We're gonna go through one more round and then stay in our half split. Float as big as you can. Take up as much space as you have around you. Hold here, yogis, and extend behind you. Optionally, hands on blocks, anything that feels really comfy. We're gonna take 2 breaths in. Watch your left toes, making sure they're really squared towards your left hip. All those toes in studio look good. At home, make sure they're not sickling in towards your inner thigh. One more big breath. Exhale, release forward. Take a moment. Let your hips melt down. Tabletop once again. A little bit of a fun version. So you know you have your regular tabletop version cat-cow that we just did. You can repeat, or with me, turbo table. Tuck toes, hover knees. Cat-cow here. You ready? Breathe in and breathe out. If you're taking the turbo tabletop version with me, we want to try to be 1 to 2 inches off the ground. It looks great. That gets us into our quads and our core. When our hips lift higher, we start to work the hips. We'll do a bunch of that later. So right now, let's get quads and core. One more round of breath. Exhale. In your time, yogis, scoop your hips up and back. I like to think of ice cream scooping action there, up to downward facing dog. And take all the wiggles that feel really good. Lots and lots of movement in your dog. Shimmy through your hips, sway front and back, move through plank and back to down dog. Lift and lower legs, bend alternating knees. You can do no wrong. I encourage all the movement. Let's take 2 more breaths in here. Great place to pause in class if you ever need a little break. And place number 2, we're gonna drop to our knees for a moment. Hit a child's pose. This is your second option for rest. We're in class. Reach arms forward, extending into your little suction cups so you feel energized under your arm and up into your armpits. Also, we can reach fingertips behind our toes. I'm just showing you, you don't have to follow me, and this is a great resting child's pose if you need it. Oh, that feels nice. All right, we're gonna get our flow on now. So you come here whenever you need it. No shame in the resting game. That's why we're here. Tuck toes, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg as high as you'd like to go. You can always keep toes right on floor. Press back and then crunch your knee towards your nose. A little cheetah, you're welcome to drop left knee. Press back, 3-legged dog. Let's try 2 more of that. Little practice rounds for stepping forward to lunge. Big crunch. When you're ready, look between your thumbs and step your foot right where you're looking. If you got stuck, grab your ankle, help it through. Kneeling lunge, other side. So you know what we have to do? Kneel, get cozy under your left knee, and then rock side to side, forward and back. Just feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. Shift that half split, breathe in. I like to pull right toes towards nose. That's up to you. You can keep them plugged in. Shift back, crawl forward, low lunge. 3 more like this. Inhale. And then remember that option to elevate the arms if that would feel better for you. So we can lift. We can shift and reach. Try to breathe in again. Really full breath in. Spend as much time on each breath as you can. Whenever you arrive back at half split, we're going to stay for a moment. Feel like a bird, just chilling in the sky, floating. Try to reach your heart forward, so collarbones are stretching towards right toes, and then check them out so they're square. Sometimes you'll notice your hip is poking in one direction, and we know we need to adjust. One more big breath. Soft right neck. At the bottom of that exhalation, fingertips come forward. We step right to forward fold and find a beautiful way to rise. I like to roll spine 1 little inch at a time with a bit of a spin, nose towards opposite heel. your own personal massage. Arms rise, big breath in. Excellent. Exhale, release, forward fold. One more round of sun salutations to warm our bodies. Left leg steps back, but can you keep your leg elevated this time? Left knee, always an option to kneel. Straightening through the front leg, super wide pyramid. Left heel is lifted, my friends. So you can push out through that back heel. You know where we're going, rebend. Let's try 3 more rounds. In breath and out breath. So I recommend cat-cow here. In this low lunge, we can drop navel, especially if you're on blocks. It gets really good here. We can lift up into this cow. Wide pyramid, angry cat, tucking crunch, eye gaze to belly. Drop down twice more. Inhale, exhale. Especially when we start to get warm, exhaling with open mouth, really nice big sigh, we'll let that heat go. Holding up through your wide pyramid. When you get there, if you'd like to lift your right toes, and also to deepen, you can get bendy in your left knee. These are all options. Love the suction cups I'm seeing. Let's make sure our knuckles are really squeezing towards one another, that they're not splayed out in the fingers. Suction cup them in, swish that tennis ball. One more breath. Reach back to lunge, heart really forward. How can you get to down dog? Option with me, table, child, dog when you're ready, no rush. Really long, luxurious breaths. Well done, my friends. Ready to add on a little bit? Inhale, come forward, plank position. Great to drop to knees, especially on round 1. Elbow points face the toes, chaturanga as slowly as you can. I challenge you to be the slowest person in your room. And then once you're there, long and low, poke your toes way far back. Nice, really beautiful. Hover the hands, squeeze your elbows towards your spine to give it a little kiss. Shoulder blades in, press toenails down. Feel a lift through your knees and the lower thighs. One more big breath. Turn it into a sphinx. Forearms come down. Elbows are right under shoulders. Unclench your cheeks. Smile at the knees and unclench those. Then pull your forearms back. So if you can see me, how my heart moves. If I just chill, I'm good. But if I pull my forearms, ooh, look, it actually moved my neck. If I pull my forearms back towards my hips, heart comes really happy and forward. Compression in low back, widen feet left, right. One more breath in Sphinx. That's big, but it feels good, doesn't it? Release on down. Take a child and sway your hips right to left. Remember that puppy dog tail? Just let any tension, also known as strength, go in your back. In your time, yogis, tuck toes, scoop your hips. Envision that ice cream scooper, but the ice cream's really hard, so it takes a while to rise. Left leg, 3-legged dog. Who's up for some crunches? They're optional. Point your toes, crunch in, cheetah, but you can drop your right knee if you want. Press back, 3-legged dog. Inhale, exhale. Last practice round, no more teasing. We're ready to step. Look in between the thumbs, crunch and land soft, soft, soft. Good muscles there. We're kneeling if you'd like, but keep it elevated for the big wide pyramids. Ready to straighten, soft left knee high in the thigh. Push your right heel out. Feel that calf stretch. Rebend. Good. One more round, plain vanilla. Exhale, rise. Inhale, open. Cat-cows, anyone? Ready? Exhale, round your back. Angry cat for this wide pyramid. Inhale, cow. Oh, I wish I had blocks because you could really go up, up, up. It feels so good. Exhale, rise. So if this felt great and you're like, I need another round, please do. Take a break whenever you need it. Wide pyramid. Holding this for a sec. You always have the tail option. Swing it. Flexing left toes towards nose. And alternately bending your right knee. I always love to pulse a little here and there. Just make sure you're soft in your left knee. Breathing. Well done, guys. Release. Back to lunge. Take a second up in your heart. Step back leg forward. Really bend to your release. Tiny, tiny twist. Right finger stay in front of right toes. Bend that knee big and sweep your left arm to the sky. Wrap it around your low back. Let's take a little bit of the load off the shoulders. Yes, rinsing out some shoulder tension here. Re-rise. Switch sides. Left fingers in front of left toes. Bend that left knee. Right arm rises. Anyone up for the wrap? Around low back. Nice. Re-reach, inhale. Exhale. How can you find the sky as softly as possible? A little slither, a little roll, a swing, a sway. When your head is risen, arms lift. Another little balance challenge. Right knee up. Let's take it. Inhale. Ooh, wiggly, wiggly. And you know you can always stay low. Lift as high as it feels good for you from the inner thigh. If I lift from the outer thigh, hips are wonky. Inner thigh. Step back, soft lunge, soft lunge. You can do this. Land slow. Nice. Inhale, rise. Hold on to your right wrist. We're going to that tip again, but squeeze your inner thighs together so you don't fall over. Squeeze, tip, nice. Make it a little bit bigger. Left arm reaches, and then can you come forward? Come forward like you're gonna dust off a shelf. That's not really fun. How about pet a dog? Something fun. Why would you want to reach forward? Think of that. Inhale, rise. Nice. Step right back forward. Knee lift again. Big breath. Release arms too. Take a break. Sweep back up. Left leg. Inhale. Whatever feels good, but inner thigh and feel a crunch. Slow step back. 3 seconds minimum. I challenge you. Let's see what we got. That's how we get strong. Good. Inhale. And as soon as you find it, squeeze inner thighs together. See how that works? Tip over to the right. Strong foundation, light and lifted in the upper half. Big breaths. Right arm just back for a little bit of balance as the left arm reaches forward on that diagonal. What are we thinking about on this one? Reaching for the last brownie? Inhale, rise. Step forward, knee lifts. Get your wits about you and then whoosh, strong squeeze. Beautiful. Heels down, stretch to the sky. Heels rise, but spread all 10 toes first. Really wiggle in your toes like we did in the fingers earlier. Heels. Okay, a fun way to get down. You're welcome to forward fold regular, or we can tiptoe stand. Bend knees. Knees are coming forward. You're squatting. Buns to heels. As soon as you arrive in tiptoe stand, fingers down, hips high. Shake out anything you need. Shoulders, whatever feels necessary. Well done, yogis. Right leg takes a long lunge back. High lunge, everyone, big breath in. Exhale, right blade edge of foot falls. We find warrior two, nice. And then eye gaze over left fingertips, please. Chest and hips are turning away from your left knee, but look what happens when we do that. Knee comes in, move your knee out towards your baby toe. Sometimes it's nice to actually feel. Do I feel adjusted? Do I feel wide? Can I spread any wider? Reverse warrior, right arm falls, left arm rises. Stay or optionally clasp that left wrist as we've been doing. Reach up so our crunchy side is always as long as the stretching side. Who's breathing? Yes, nice. Come back to warrior two, rest. Swim like seagrass in your shoulders. Yeah. Turn palms up and spread your wings even wider. Always think about middle fingers as long away from one another as you can. Good shoulders. Now relax palms back down. Left forearm light, like you're serving the remaining of that Thanksgiving pie, so we don't want to dump it. Really light. Right arm rises. Extended side angle, holding it. Optionally, where we want to go, yogis. Hold that right wrist, extend over, really pulling. Left side body, the underside wall, got it. That's it, nice. Full of breath, try to smile, even if it's a visualization. Release back to warrior two. Such a good job. Spin around the corner, right heel rises. Come back to lunge. It might feel really wide. Step in if you have to. High lunge. Frame out left foot. That's a wiggly one, right? Press back down dog. Or take a turn and table, child's, whatever feels good. Shimmy out your tension. We're going to stay for a sec. Hold on. Go back to down dog. So I got a little twist plan. Let's widen our feet left to right, as wide as your mat. Step your feet forward a footprint or two. So you have a super short little down dog. Yeah. Bend your right knee. Left hand reaches under your body. Lift your right heel and grab it. Or you can lift and grab your right knee or shin, whatever. Good. Now press your right leg straight and twist out under your right armpit. Take a peek, like you're looking for something up at the sky. Yes. One more big breath. If you get discombobulated and would like to release, please do. Otherwise, down dog, short. We're checking out the other side. Release that foot. Good. Find your handprints. Bend your left knee. Right arm reaches under body. Go for left heel or all the way up to knee. Straightening that leg as much as it feels nice, and then peek out under left armpit. Now take a really big breath in. Did you put on enough deodorant this morning? That's always my concern when we do this one. One more breath, yogis. Feel that right shoulder blade getting really stretched and loved. Back to dog, and then step back so you feel like you're in your long dog. Roll forward in your time. The beautiful breath in. Match it with the breath. Knees or no knees chaturanga. The slowest person on Zoom in studio wins. Melting, melting, melting. Ah, well done, everyone. Long, low cobra. Poke your toes back. Further, further. Press palms down this time. Keep them pressed, but widen fingers. And then bend elbows, eyes look forward. Unclench your cheeks and spread toes if you feel compression in your low back. One more big breath. Exhale, press back. Child's pose. Scoop right on up. We're going to pass through that crouch, also known as turbo dog. Little crouch. I like to bounce a little bit, and then scoop up. Right leg rises. A big breath in. Play as much as you want here. Heel to butt. Open or close your hip. Do something that feels great. Might want to shake out, kick, circle. Lots of movements in your three-legged dog. And then look at your right pinky finger. We're going to step wide, my friends. Step outside with a big arc, like a half moon. Step outside your right pinky finger. Wide lunge. Nice. Now bring your heart to me. So sometimes we stay here, which is fine, but you'll be able to breathe better if you come here. Nice. Optionally landing that left knee. One more big breath and wide lunge. Stay if you love it, or straighten your leg. Be really slow. That's a tender one there. Straightening if you want, but wider is a little harder. Rebend, yogi squat. Left foot follows the right. Right up outside that left pinky finger. Hands inside your knees. Let's go high first. I just want you to look down and make sure you can see your inner arches. So if your knees turned in, put them out, or turn your toes a new way. Knees in line in the middle of foot. Come down as low as it feels good for you. Here, here, all the way down. Everyone's can look totally different. All I ask is that pelvic floor. Pull it up and in. If you had blocks, you could also set them under your buns and sit. Yeah, so we want to keep all that good energy that we have there. Breathe in and hold. Exhale, forward fold. Turn your toes back in. We're going to roll to rise, or you can reverse swan dive in a hinge. Reach skywards. Bend your knees, hop feet together, or toe, heel, or step. I like that little hop. It's just so invigorating. If you didn't do it, you want to do it? No takers? Okay, exhale, forward fold. Let's go through our last round. Big sigh, exhalation. Adding on just a tiny, tiny bit here. Halfway lift, fingertips come to shins, feather light. Top of head pulls away. Soften your knees as much as possible. Sweep arms behind you, downhill skier. Flare your fingertips open, and then turn your thumbs up for yoga. Notice what that did to your shoulders, though. More than just a cool little thumbs up, it's a big shoulder opening rotation. Nice. Good thumbs, guys. Bend your knees. You're going to hit some moguls, little tiny bounces through your downhill skier, but eyes are forward. You want to look down that mountain. Belly in, feel the breath. 4. Wiggle all 10 toes. 2. And 1. Release and fold. Left leg, long lunge back. Take your time. The softer, slower you step, the stronger you are. High lunge. Now option, if you're really pooped, I'm going to show the low option. It's kneeling lunge. We swivel to warrior 2. Blade edge of left foot can be down or on in the kneeling option. Come on into your warrior 2. Get like seaweed in your arms. Just shimmy them out. Get strong foundation. Open. Maybe a little press. Check in. Knee aligned with head. Reverse it. Face that leg back one. There you go. Yep. Turn your right arm to me, Lynn. Good. Left arm to Amy behind you. There you go. Reverse it. Your right arm rises. Wiggle your left toes. Smile in your mind or upturn the corners of your mouth. Bring a lightheartedness to your practice. Left arm may reach that right wrist to give you more lift in the backside. Super. And if it doesn't feel good, you just immediately go back. One more breath in here. Come back to warrior 2. Check in that we aren't here. Shoulders, open palms. That's my favorite way to go. Notice what happens with your shoulders. Yeah. Turn them back down. Extended side angle, soft. Maybe even hovering. Rebend right knee and then lift left arm. Like the angels are pulling you to the sky. Optionally, right hand holds that left wrist. Give it a tug, but open your right side more. Wiggle your right toes again. Soften your jaw. Good revolving. Eye gaze up past left elbow for that one last breath. Come back to warrior 2 when you're ready. Good. Might feel like a tightrope here, but we're going to rotate. Left heel up, arms rise just for a breath, and then exhale right away. Back to low lunge, push back dog. Or with me. We're going to take a little break. Table, child, no worries. We're going to stay in dog though. Hang there with me for a sec so we can get that big old 3-legged dog in. Let's take a huge lift through our leg. And then whether you'd like to have your left knee bent, open, close, point, push and pull, start pull, do all the things. What's that?
What leg?
Oh, left leg. There you go. Yeah, nice. That's what I miss about in studio. I'm just hoping all the Zoomies are doing the right leg. You got your left leg up, Zoomies? Okay. When you're ready, yogis, we're going to take out the vinyasa this round. Left leg arcs around, finds your left pinky finger, look at it, then land. Stay low in this lunge like a lizard. And then where are your collarbones? So this might feel good, but you're going to feel better, I promise, if you come to me, heart to me. Yeah, just feel the length of your pelvis, inner thigh. Slowly, possibly considering straightening that left leg. It's going to be intense on the IT band and outer thigh, just an option. Soft micro bend in left knee if you took the straightening. Most importantly, breathing. One more breath. At the bottom of that exhalation, melt back down to your wide lunge. Step your right leg in. Yogi squat. So you know where to go this time. As low or as high as you want. If you're really used to yogi squat, let's take our arms up. I knew it. I knew I'd have at least one taker. Now, where's your pelvic floor? Think, stop the flow of urine. Pull it up and in. Keep the good vibes in. We're going to rise inch by inch on this one. If you can. If you can't, fold and rise any way it feels good for you. If you can, oh, new sensation. Ready? New sensation. You beat me. Don't beat me. Don't beat me. Inhale, rise. Who wants to hop? Turn your toes in. Hop, hop. Beautiful. Lift both heels. This is the best one yet. Divers. Now, if you feel really wobbly, you can widen. But if you can, keep your toes close, like your ankles are going to kiss. Heels rise. Wiggles are welcome. I always wobble. Don't look at me. Just listen to me. Hands behind you. Reach back like we did in downhill skier, but spread your arms wide, fingers open. Okay, yogis, focus on something still on the floor. Bend your knees a tad. I'm going to show you from the side. Hinge forward with your chest, diver's pose. So think, my toes are on the edge of the dock. I want to hinge forward enough with my arms counterbalancing behind me that I can look under the dock. And then 2 breaths. Now look at your toes. Did they turn into claws? Release your toes if you can. If you fall, giggle, brush it off, come back. Fingertips to the floor. Well done, guys. Stay in forward fold. Widen as much as it feels good. Possibly bend your knees and shake out your head. No time for that tension. Shake it off. One more big breath and fold. Right leg taps behind us. Toes tap behind us. And then lift that foot into supported warrior 3. Now, where are your hips? Can you squeeze your inner thighs together? Staying in supported warrior 3, flexing your right foot, pushing heel away, opening your right yogi toes. Right arm reaches forward. This is all going to be optional. You can stay supported the whole time. Left arm reaches back. Stay long as you can from right fingers to right toes. Switch arms. Sweep left arm forward, right arm back. Now, if you don't have your hands on the floor, you have to have up dog chest. Think proud peacock chest. It's not worth going through the arms if your chest is all hunkered down. We're going to go through one more round of breath wherever you are. Breathe in, breathe out. And then when you're done, you're coming back into supported warrior 3. Everyone meeting us, fingertips on the floor. If you have the energy, right toes poke a little higher. They could bend, knee could bend, and you could poke your toes up. Standing split. Hang on, my friends. Can the left hand hold the left ankle? Can you release all the wrinkles in the back of your neck? Hang super heavy. And finally, breathe. All right, now listen. Challenge, no right toes. If you'd like to step down and rise with both feet. Otherwise, we're rising into knee lift off of just the left leg. Ready? Be balanced. Inhale, rise. And if you put your feet down, join me. One more. I love that giggle. Ready? Hug it like a basket. Hug your knee. Just take a break. It's okay if you need to put it down. We're going to go figure 4 and fold again. The ultimate balance here. Flex your right foot. Move it. Flip it up. Shake it. Rub it down. Oh, no. Cross it over. Okay, standing figure 4. If you have a wall or a piece of furniture near you, you can use it. Sit buttons back. Yeah, I encourage that. You'll get so much deeper that way. So my favorite is to have a wall and then watch. I can really get low using the wall. Think of any prop you use as an advantage, not a crutch. It's always better. But if you don't have a wall, you're going to come down. Optionally, fingertips, yogis. Both hands, we're trying to hold the left ankle. Hold option. If you haven't, can you sit? Remember that your left leg is like a shelf for that right ankle. The more you sit back, the more you'll feel the stretch in the right glute. Hang on, I'm gonna check you out, keep going. 2 more breaths and good, good. 2 more breaths. Tiptoe standing figure 4. Somebody said that we should do that, okay. 1 more breath. I won't mention any names. I don't want any side eyes at her. And then when you're ready, yogis, that side of balances is all done. Come back up, big breath of victory. And then literally do your half balanced on happy dance, especially for your buns. Do the stanky leg as my teenagers used to do a few years ago. Shake it out. All right, let's come back to forward fold. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Anyway, so I love a good old-fashioned mount. Your practice. Make it feel really good. Left toes, they don't have to leave the floor. Our fingertips are gonna tent, hopefully, little suction cups. You could also use fists. Left toes touch back. Who wants to rise that foot? Remember our supported warrior 3? Okay, let's do it again. Check your hips. Can you squeeze your inner thighs together? Flex your left toes. You'll know your hips are squared if your pinky toe is pointing towards the floor. In studio, y'all look good. Press back through that foot. Left foot really strong. Left arm extends forward. This is all an option. Supported warrior 3 the whole time if you'd like. Right arm back. Micro bend the right knee. We have 4 swaps. Inhale. Think seaweed. Switch. Super soft arms, yogis. Proud, proud up dog in our chests. Cute little yogi toes. Bring energy to the bottom of your left foot. Wiggle your fingers, especially when you start to get tired. You have 1 more big, beautiful switch. Make it feel long and light. Fingertips down. If the energy is still there, half split or full standing split. Half would be left knee bent. Toes poke. It's a great one. Toes can stay down. Or we can lift our toes anywhere. Right hand may want to hold on to right ankle. Use it to fold you deeper. Good. Love the wrinkle-free back of necks. Everybody at home feel good? Are you still breathing? Can you wiggle your right toes? All right, now you know you have the option to put that left leg down. We're gonna power ourselves to stand. I recommend an in-breath upside down. Out-breath is your big energy breath. Ready? Exhale, rise. Basket hold on this left knee. Come on, we got this. Even if it's low. Even if it's low, you can do the whole thing low. Hang on. All right, when you're ready, flex. Move a little, move a lot. Cross over. So you can stay right here, but I would like you to bend your right knee, make a little shelf so it's easier for the foot to stay. Find a wall. Normally I'd say find a friend, but COVID. So when you're ready, anywhere that you want to go, this is nice. I love to reach forward. Just to offer the same balance challenge. Fingers can fall, sink deep into your right knee for the shelf. Optionally holding both hands on your right ankle. So if you're at home and you have a helmet nearby, good time to put it on. Oh, let us not forget the tiptoe standing figure 4. Nice, yogis. Let's try to press our left knees down. Stay really flexed and energized in the left foot to protect your ankles and your knees. We've got 1 more big breath. All right, gonna use that power of the exhale again. 1 more knee lift and then we get to shake, shake, shake it up. You ready? Inhale, rise. Oh, it feels so good. So literally just shake it out. Shake out your leg, especially the standing leg. Give it a rub if it needs it. Y'all ready to come down and take a break? Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. So we have options. You can pass through yogi squat, forward fold like we did before, or tiptoe stand again. Heels rise. I love tiptoe stand. I'll show you a fun little way to get down from there. We're gonna come to our buns. So you can from here, feet close, knees split, reach forward, sit. Option, put hands down, or just literally come to fold, roll down and come to your buns. Nice. All right, soles of feet together. Like you're gonna start, my mother-in-law loves books, so like you're gonna crack open a new book and read deep into the soles. Move any flesh out from under sits bones. It got a little stuck. And you can move your heels as close to or as far away from your groin as possible. Big lift up. Exhale, swivel around to the right side. Right hand down to boost. Left hand around, holding something for the twist. Try breathing in again. Lift up through your crown. Exhale, swivel a tiny bit more by drawing navel in. Can you extend your right fingertips behind you? It's fine if you don't. But if you have them extended, close your right eye and try to find your wiggly fingers with your left eye. Brain body balancing, that's good stuff there. Come back forward, arms rise. Take a bow, but then change your mind. Reach forward, and then come back up. Big fists at your sides, really power length to the side, lift up. Exhale, float soft. One more round, just like that. Fists, energy, squeeze, push. Exhale, release. If your forearms can land somewhere, consider turning them up, palms up, to help your shoulders widen, your collarbones side to side. And while we're here for another breath, if you'd like, you can put your thumbs right under the ball of your foot. There's a nice little meridian there. It's an acupressure point that if you're not like skiing down by your feet, you can touch it and kind of move around. If you didn't find something that feels a little sensitive, you might be on the wrong spot. But just press into there. Really nice release. One more big breath in. Relax your jaw, relax your eyes. Hands under shoulders to help you back up. Reaching behind you for a second, and then come forward like we started class with. Press your pelvis, navel, heart, and chin to me. Feels good. Those big old breaths. Really fill up that space. Bring lightness where there was darkness, tight, stagnant energy. Come back forward, arms rise. Left hand comes behind, that's your booster, sit tall. And then right hand anywhere to help you twist. Yeah. Navel in, crown a little taller. Exhale. These are the moments that I never want to end in class. So if you're feeling that way, stay, linger as long as it feels really good. Left arm may want to rise. We're going to do that little trick. Close your left eye, wiggle your fingers, and see if your right eye can find your left fingers. Stay really tall if you extended that left arm. One more big breath. Come on back forward. Well done, yogis. Hug your knees in, feet flat. And once again, just if you get caught with flesh, just kind of shimmy around or actually move the flesh out from under your sits bones. Big hold here, and then we're going to twist. Wrap left forearm around, right arm down. Same thing. Navel really in so you can twist to the right. Possibly tuck your chin to your right collar blade here. I meant collarbone. And stretch out the left side of your neck. Sitting a bit taller, lift from your heart, lift from the top of your head. Switch whenever you feel ready. Right forearm, but give a big squeeze, really squeeze. And land, left finger, sit tall, tall, tall. Twist over left shoulder. And then we're gonna basket weave our breath through all the twisty spots, through our spine, through our organs. Possibly chin towards left collarbone. Breathe into the right side of your neck. Feel a tension, combing release there. Right on back into the center. Scoot your buns back so you find yourself in staff pose and press your heels forward. And then lift each cheek and pull the sits bone back. So you went longer in both directions. Yeah, and then rise. If you feel hyperextending in your knees, you could put your little mat or your blanket or something under your knees. Reach forward. And then we're going to twist one more time, but a baby twist. Left hand by left knee, right hand, if you can, to the outer knee or the bottom of your foot. You can twist all the way around on the floor. Keep on pressing toes straight back. So all 5 toes, we want to prevent that sickling. You look great. Guys in the studio, we all look really good. Friends at home, just make sure big toes aren't poking towards your nose. Press them forward to me. Oh, Lisa, you're in it now. Exactly what I promised you wouldn't be. But you look beautiful. Come back through center. Take a break. Remember that left from earlier? Arms rise. Float. Gather up energy. The fastest way to release is by gathering all the energy up. Reach again. And this time we just land soft everywhere. Forward, fold, and staff for a breath. Tuck chin. Press top of head towards toes. Twisted staff when you're ready. You can rise again if that feels best to lengthen. We're going to come forward and right hand outside of right knee. Left hand over on the floor. Feel that big stretch or a lever. I like the lever too. Try to soften shoulders. I like to look down and then over the back elbow so your neck is relaxed. One more big breath in here. You can snap it out if it feels good. Love the song. When the revolution comes. All right, come on back forward. Let's bring feet flat again, but this time we're gonna lift. So option just to stay here, this is nice. Or we can bring fingertips any way that your shoulders feel good. To press feet down and rise. Make sure heels are under knees in line with hip bones. Any height, it's good. Feels great, right? Squeeze your buns possibly, really lift in reverse tabletop. If you can squeeze your shoulder blades together and put a little bit of flesh back there, you can make a little pillow for your head to rest. Happy elbows, shoulders feel good. If they don't, sit back down and rearrange. Take a big, big breath in from chin all the way through your kneecaps. Exhale, sit back down. Well done, yogis. Let your legs fall to the left side, knees to the left. It's okay if it takes you a few times to get there. Good, splitting legs. So we can bring left hand behind and right hand to our hip. So knees are gonna be apart. We have two 90-degree knees. Got it. All right, right hand to hip, just to give it a little hug as you rise again. So we're gonna lift into a spiral. Your hip feels good. Reach your arm up and overhead. Lots of options here. I like to take my eyes down to my left thumb and then reach all the way back and overhead. You can also bring hands back to the nape of your neck. Lean back for a little bit of shoulder and chest opening in your spiral lift. We're focusing mainly on our hips here though. Let's breathe down into them like those are our lungs. Have a seat. Option, we can come right back there or straighten your right leg. Plugging big toe down, so the heel will rise. Yeah, if you can. Left hand comes behind again. I always like to hold this hip because sometimes it pops. So if it feels good, then you rise. And one more little option. I like to swivel left heel behind my knee here. It's just gonna help you, I'm a little low. It's gonna help you whoosh, boost up. Same thing, look down, stretch overhead. Find what feels good. You can bring right hand behind your back. We can stay right where we were a moment ago. We're gonna come one more breath in any option you enjoy. Hips melt down. Stay longer if you can now, don't worry. Feet come forward, wide legs, and just swish, swish. Let your hips be happy. I like it with no arms too. That's extra hips there if you don't use arms. Knees fall right. And just adjust so you've got about two 90-degree knees. Little love, little TLC for that left hip. Right hand comes behind us. Squeeze a little bit. We don't have to rise a lot. But if you want to, lift up through your left arm. I like this song. It feels so good, especially when you're stretching hips. The sun comes up and we start again, rising and shining. One more big breath. Feel free to stay if you're not adding on. Hips can fall. Left toes would extend out. And then try to get your heel lifted for a little bigger arch. Hold the hip if it feels poppy. If not, let's go. Bringing left hand behind your head. You do whatever makes your little heart happy. Good. Two more breaths, yogis. One more big breath in. We're gonna fall slowly, gently on the exhalation. Let your legs windshield wipe or possibly just shimmy and move through the feet and ankles. Just whatever feels therapeutic for your hips after some big stretches. All righty, when you're ready, we're gonna roll to the mat. But if you are at home or maybe even in studio, just watch me for a sec. I wanna show you how we're gonna fold the arms under today. We're gonna grip the actual sides of our mats under our butt. Try to rip it apart under our butt to get a bigger bridge. I'll show you. Come on down when you're ready. Rounding your back and roll one vertebrae at a time down, or you can just rock and roll. Come to your backs, please. Yeah, and then you're gonna grab each side of your mat, left and right. Once you're down, heels near your buttons. And as we rise and bridge, we'll go slow in a second. You're gonna rip your mat apart, which opens your shoulders. Can you see mine opening if you're looking? And then they're easier to tuck. Yeah, so rise one little bit by little bit, making sure knees are in line with your hips. And at the top, rip your mat apart left to right. Notice chest opening and rising. And if you want to, tuck your shoulders under. And once they're really tucked, clasp your hands. Just a bigger way to clasp. Feels really good, right? Press your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Long, low back. Nice. Optionally, you can sit your buns on a block. Heels rise, longer, low back. Press your tailbone again towards backs of knees. Options, my friends. Move your right foot closer to the left, right about midline. Pull left knee into chest. Breathe. Yeah. Poke your toes to the sky. Really push long with the ceiling. Straighten, straighten. That's right. Rebend. Replace. But we're going to scoot that right leg out and put that left foot a little bit more into center line. Right knee to chest. Give it a little crunchy squeeze. Guess where we're going. Straight on up. Poke, poke, extend. Release. Nice breaths. I like hearing that. Put the floor back down. The foot back down on the floor. Let your heels fall flat. Let your arms come undone. And then slowly roll one little tiny vertebrae at a time. If you're there, chill. Good job. Knees to chest, my friends. Just do that. And rock side to side. A big open mouth side feels really good. Giving yourself a little soothing self-massage. All right, rock a few more times. We're gonna finish up with some twists. So stay where you are, just turning off some of the lights so they're not in your eyeballs. And for those of you that are at home, I know it's gonna get a little dark in here, so just follow my words. We're gonna bring our knees back to our chest, have your toes on the earth, and scoot your hips over to the right side, letting your knees fall to the left. There we go. That's better. Good. And then with your knees to the left, can you use your left hand and hold the top of your right thigh and just gently pull it more up towards your left armpit? So knees are going to fall left. Good. Do you like your blanket under there? Yeah, I like that better too. And then keep your back down. Use your left hand to just pull this knee closer. There you go. Optional add-on cattail. Right arm is going to reach down. We're going to pull our left heel in towards our butt. Hold the top of that foot and pull it back, the quad stretch, but it looks like a little cattail. Very nice. If you're confused at home, I'll show you what we were doing here. We have a little spiral twist. Adding on an extra stretch for the top leg and a cattail on the bottom. Finishing it by pressing your shoulder girdle flat, and eye gaze moves over to the left side. Really trying to consciously slow your breath down here. It takes a lot of extra time for it to weave through all your twisted spots, your beautifully twisted spots. Think about the twist as detoxifying, but giving your organs a little massage, a little rearranging. And if you'd like to extend your top leg, you can extend it straight. 2 more breaths in here. So when you get ready to rise, there's no rush. Eyes look back to the ceiling. Press your shoulder girdle flat by extending your arms, and then use your right obliques to really roll back up. Good. Bring feet wide, left to right, and knees steeple together. So we can widen out our back and just let it relax for a second before we move on. While you're here, take your eyes over the left shoulder. Back to center with your eyes and look right over your right shoulder. I like to try to really push my head down there so you feel a nice neck stretch. So we're gonna go the other way. When you're ready, yogis, bring your knees back to center. And we want your knees to fall to the right side this time, so your hips scooch a little bit to the left. And that way, when knees fall, your hips are right under your shoulders and your spine is nice and long. Beautiful. Yeah. I like to use right hand to grab a hold of the outer left thigh and just bring it closer. Think about it hugging into your heart. Oh, that's a great place to stay. We really want to encourage the left shoulder to be flat here. The twist comes into the low half. Nice. And if you're not adding cattail, take this time to look right over your left fingers. And if you'd like to pull in that little cattail, we're going to pull our left heels into our butt and your left hand reaches down, grabs the top of your foot, and really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Sometimes your knees split really far apart in this posture. I'll show you. It feels great. But most importantly, we're working both shoulders down and eye gaze all the way away from our knees. And as we're winding down here, softening your breath again, trying to get it to touch every little cell, making it feel shiny and happy, smiley and new. Like your breath could reach as a whisper to the tips of your toenails, tips of fingers, all your hair follicles are feeling revitalized. Extending top leg for our last breath if you'd like. And begin the process of softening, even while you're still twisted. Relax the hinge of your jaw, let your teeth separate, and your tongue rest heavily on the back of your bottom teeth. If you're ready to unwind, eye gaze back at the sky, safe for our necks. Press your shoulder girdle back down and use a really strong set of left obliques to rise, possibly turning into fetal position for a super gentle rise. So whatever works, and then let's do a little windshield wipe here. Once you've gotten back to the sky, wide feet again, as wide as your mat left to right, and then a little swish, knees side to side. Yes, so nice. And there are some beautiful ways to relax at the end of class. So use as much time as you need to settle here. If you'd like to get a happy baby in, if you'd like to twist more, do a waterfall, whatever your heart desires, please take it. Options, if you have blocks or even pillows at home, I would like to offer you a chest opener to finish with. May I borrow these blocks real quick? Oh, I forgot my mask, I'm sorry. But just in case you're unfamiliar with what I call heart bench, it can be also referred to as the modified fish pose. I'll put my mask on and bring you blocks in studio if you want them, but I'll show you the setup. You have a block under your shoulder blades and a higher block under your head. So it can be any level. I'll just show you the highest level for ease of seeing. Shoulder blades, top of head, and then the best part is yet to come. Take your feet wide, and then you let your arms, oh my gosh, it's heavenly, you guys. So in studio, I'll bring you blocks. Out of studio, even if you have pillows, just try to get like 2 pillows for your head and 1 pillow for your shoulder blades. But if anybody wants it, I'll set you up. Do you want to try this? Yeah. Okay. So on your shoulder blades, and the higher setting is going to be underhead. I can lower this as you settle back. Tell me. It's like cross-strap. Ooh. Too high?
No.
Okay. Does it feel comfy?
Okay.
Scary, right? It's just a really big heart opener. Good. If you're not comfy, I can lower the setting. Blocks, anybody? Love all the options. Yes, get warm and cozy, please. And if you took a heart bench or a modified fish, you just stay until it doesn't feel like it's serving you anymore. Final resting pose. So this could be traditional corpse. It can be in one of these great options you've chosen, whether it be waterfall or heart bench. We're just going to try to move our extremities away from our heart and get as big as we can. And then continue the process of letting go, especially for our faces. So hopefully your jaw is still relaxed. I just love envisioning a smile. Like, it could be a cheesy dog grin. It can be anything. You know, your baby from 15 years ago. Whatever makes you feel super happy. That person that held the door for you and smiled with their eyes under their mask. Just envision. Sometimes you'll notice that brings a little smile to the corners of your mouth. It just feels good. Notice sensations that come along with it. Warmth, heaviness, maybe even a little bit of a tingle of happiness. So that tension, if it came to your lips, that can stay. The rest is gonna go. All the laughing storylines around our eyes begin to release, blending into one smooth surface. Really visualize this happening to let go. I like to see an eraser come over my forehead, relax. All the lines blend into one perfectly relaxed surface. That sense of heaviness comes down between brows, over your eyebrows, and under your eyes. We feel that release as gravity takes over, coming down our cheeks, bridge of nose, over lips. Let your lips separate. You can feel or see that tension roll off the back of your earlobes, your chin, down your neck, and off the back of your shoulders. Leave it here today. Let it fall so heavily into your supports beneath you that it feels like you could leave behind a heavy imprint. And then just work with your breath again like we began, feeling in, letting go softly, filling up, feeling lighter in everything that's away from the floor or your supports, and heavier everywhere that's connected to something else. Scanning through your bodies to find any areas that need a little extra. I like to envision breath as a really calming color for you. You see the two threads of breath come in that color. And if they encounter some tension, they stay there, they gather it, and they leave a little darker, maybe even like a puff of black smoke. You would continue that practice in that spot or areas as long as necessary. Practice of creating space to release. Sometimes it doesn't happen in one practice. So we create space, and with a kind, curious, open-minded acceptance, we allow whatever is to be. For everyone that is here in class today, I encourage you to stay as much as you can in this Shavasana. If you can stay 3 to 5 more breaths or 3 to 5 more minutes, please do. But for the sake of keeping your time and honoring that, if you do have to get going right at the end of class, you're going to bring a really gentle sense of awareness back into fingers and wrists. Wiggle, circle, toes and ankles, move a little. I really love to just give myself a little hug at the end, so you can hold your hands over your chest and one over your belly, or place both over your heart. Take a moment to be super grateful, carving out time in a busy schedule, especially during the holidays, for self-care. Grateful for your beautiful bodies and for the acknowledgement of something that we usually take for granted, this wonderful breath that we have. And then make it a little bit bigger. If you want to stretch your arms up and overhead, reach your fingers so far away from your toes, really begin to re-energize, like you waved in your ear with your toes and open your fingers. And then I definitely love a really tight ball. So if you're on your back, not in heart bench, if you're on your back, you can gather up your knees. And if you're in heart bench, the best way to get out is to roll to one side. Yep, and then just pull your blocks out. So we can gather ourselves up and re-massage, and then definitely take some time for the fetal position. I just love to hold my head like that too. Bottom arm kind of cradles your head, and you just get so cozy and loving. Extra TLC for your body. But while you're here, it's the death of our physical practice together, but it's the rebirth of everything that there is, all the good that you're going to manifest in this amazing world today from this beautiful breath-centered practice. As you begin to rise, I found this beautiful quote I'd like to share with you from Skylar Grant, the co-founder of Wanderlust. It's just so nice and reminds me of you all as you breathe. The breath flourishes under the attention of your inner gaze. It is an embodiment of the duality of our nature. Notice how your inhalation invites the element of air into your body, as it also grounds you towards the earth. I love that. When you're ready, my friends, bring hands to heart center if this feels good for you. And take a simple bow, chin tucked towards your fingertips, a sign of gratitude for your strong practice. I am so grateful to have the honor of leading you today through class, especially being in this beautiful studio with you, and all my Zoomies at home, thank you to you. My light honors, is inspired by, is so humbled by, and cherishes each and every one of you. Namaste, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today and for sharing it with all of us.
Namaste.